Good morning, guys. Today we are going to talk about it's called quotient of a power. It's another rule, but quotient means divide, right? So first of all, I want to say great job yesterday on for those of you that turned in your assignment. I think I only had to have waiting on 2 to just repair. Otherwise, everybody, it looks like to me, is understanding the first 3 rules that we have learned. Also, big shout out to Jimena and to Vicky, because they are the 2 that got the bonus correct. So I forgot to write it down. I was going to do it for you this morning, but maybe I'll get to that. I think maybe I can remember. We'll see. I'll get to it. Anyway, so today, quotient of power. So quotient means divide. So we're going to be talking about what rule do we use and how do we use it when we divide exponents. So today, the ones that we will be working with have all the same base. So we won't be working with any that I don't think that have a different base. But if we do, it's okay because we know what we're going to know what to do. So it's called quotient of power. And again, quotient means divide. So what this means when we are dividing a power, okay? So I want to actually make it, before I give you the rule, I just want to show you something first. So if we have 2 to the 5th power divided by 2 to the 2nd power, okay? See if can you guys see that? I'm trying something a little different today. I'm trying to use my phone instead of my computer, so maybe I can move this a little closer. Okay, so quotient of power, it's also going to be backwards. Okay, anyway, I'll figure it out. So 2 to the 5th is actually 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? We know that that's the expanded form of 2 to the 5th. 2 to the 2nd, or 2 squared, is 2 times 2, okay? Well, then think about what we know about dividing. So when we divide a number by itself, 2 divided by 2, we get 1, right? So we know this is 1. If we get 2 divided by 2, we know this is 1, okay? So what we're left with is 2 cubed, okay? So you've just done the rule of quotient of power. Okay, so if you think about what that means that we have subtracted, right? We had 5 on the top, we had 2 on the bottom, and we were left with 3, right? That's subtraction. So really the rule is if you have x to a power over x to a different power, you're going to subtract y minus z. Okay, that's what that means. You subtract your powers. So even if this one is smaller than this one, then you would make that a negative number. So for instance, if we made this 3 squared divided by 3 to the 6th. So you have 3 times 3 over 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So there's 6. Okay, well, we know this is 1, this is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I'm left with, we have a 1 on the top because we know this is 1, and I have 4 3's left on the bottom, so it's 3 to the 4th. Okay, so that's how that works. We could write it a different way, but I'm not going to show you that today because that's a different rule. So then let's look at it from a variable standpoint. So let's do c to the 4th over c, just over c. Let's do that, okay? I'm just making these up as I go. So we know this is c times c times c times c, right? And this is just c. So we have a c divided by c, so that's 1. So I'm left with c cubed. Okay, makes sense? So rather than, I know on the first page of your assignment today, you're going to write all this stuff out, which is fine, because they want you to really see how the rule works. once you get into that practice and that habit, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just say, well, I have 4 and this is a 1, and I know that C, so it'll be C is 4 minus 1, so C cubed. Does that make sense? So just like on this one up here, it would be 3, because that's our base, and then 2 minus 6, which gives us a -4, but we just did it this way, which is fine. But you can also write it as 3 to the -4th. It's completely fine to do that, because that actually means this, and that's a whole different rule. This one is 2 to the 5 minus 2 power, which gives us 2 cubed. Okay, so that's it for today. We will probably not have a math lesson tomorrow, but I will assign something for you to do tomorrow that's different from math. And plus, I think I'm doing a science experiment tomorrow, so I'm kind of excited about that. So get on today. Make sure you do all the slides. Do them carefully. Remember, you can watch this video as many times as you need to. Plus, there's also a video embedded into the second slide, or the third slide, I guess it is, or the second worksheet. So it explains the rule again. So if this isn't making sense to you, you can watch their rule and go from there. Have a great day, guys.